twice, 2 days in a row. I must be going crazy. I must be going crazy. Why is this always changing? That's better. Is it perfect? There we go. There we go. And I'm gonna do one thing better. Wait. Why can't I? There we go. There we go. There's apparently a feature where you can hit a marker to add segments to each episode, to each stream. I had no idea. I think I found out like the last stream, and I just forgot. But I'm gonna try and hit it at the right moment so that people can easily scrub through the streams, I guess. Anywho, not much has happened since yesterday. Not much to talk about in general. I've just been arguing with morons on Twitter, as you do. However, why am I don't need to be. I'm always sitting like this when I'm home. I need something, and this has a great weight to it. I've tried a lot of things, like straws, but it's to not, like, if I drop it, it doesn't sound that much, but it doesn't have the weight that I need. Like, it's hard, it's fiddly, it doesn't work. This, great weight. Perfect weight, almost. When I hold it like this, bottom down, like this, it's a bit harder. It's a bit harder, but it's still a great weight. So I'm sorry if you're gonna hear some of that. Okay, I'm sorry. It's my fault, and I'm not gonna change. But yeah, I've been arguing with people on Twitter about Gwen Stacy being gay or gay. Well, she might be being trans in the new Spider-Verse movie, and people are really, really, really adamant that colors alone doesn't do it, and I'm like, I know. What about the flags? There's a flag in her room. There's a flag on her father's jacket. What about those? And I go, they could just be allies. Yeah, they could be. They could be just allies. But it's kind of strange to have protect trans kids on your top jacket. Right? Unless your kid... what's this? Unless your kid is trans. It feels like... Or he's trans, I guess. That could be a... Honestly, come to think of it, he's trans. It's not Gwen Stacy. He's trans. That's it. That universe is so progressive, they have a trans police captain. Oh yeah, or had. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry. But yeah, it's baffling to that anyone. I don't know how you don't see it, is what I'm saying. I do not know. It is beyond me that people are even questioning it. Which one do I want to start with? Let's... Okay, let's start with the fake podcast. This is like, I don't understand why anyone would subscribe to this. I don't understand why anyone would listen to this at all. The channel is called Built by Gamers. And they have all these shorts. And there's one in particular. There's one in particular that I wanted to, because it was so. It's the one that okay, here we go. Speaking of Into the Spider-Verse,
we can see both Miles fighting side by side.
Bro, stop.
Immediately, fake laugh. Immediately, bro, stop.
I'm being serious. They're literally going against one of the strongest villains in the whole Spider-Man franchise.
You think the Spot is going to be the main villain?
Yes! He originally was a scientist. He worked for Kingpin. He tried to bring his family back. But in an experiment gone wrong, he turns into the Spot and now wants to eliminate all Spider-Mans. That's why we see him going around the multiverse trying to become stronger. I bet he's the one that's going to kill Spider-Gwen in the next movie.
But Gwen's not going to die in the next movie. She's the romantic lead. It would show that they didn't know where to take the character.
But Gwen...
Okay, and you're like, oh my god, what? This is an interesting theory. They're gonna kill Gwen Stacy, which happens in every. Yeah, they're not gonna kill Gwen Stacy. They're not. By the way, I listened to Vosh last stream, where he reviewed Spider-Verse. He had an interesting point. Which I somewhat agree with, where it's always like the villain of a movie has made the calculations and gone, this is bad, but we have to do it because the alternative is worse. He's an ultimate utilitarian, if you didn't know. So the hero always goes, no, I reject that, and I'm gonna do my own thing, and somehow it just works out. You know, it's one of those things, and I find that compelling. Yeah, that's bad screenwriting in general. However, I think they are doing it to a T here. Like, this is the pinnacle, the apex of that trope, right? Like, they're doing it perfectly. Because Miguel O'Hara isn't a Spider-Man. He's a vampire. He's induced himself. He wasn't bit by a spider. He has forced this upon himself. And now he's trying to justify the pain he's feeling, yada, yada, yada. Like, they're doing the thing better than anyone has ever done. Ever, in my opinion. So I can forgive them because of that. But I agree that I would like to see superhero movies come to the same conclusion. Because the best movie I can think of with this utilitarian mindset is The Imitation Game, about Turing. How he or how they had to obfuscate the computer they built, how they had to pretend like they didn't crack the code just so that Germany wouldn't change anything, you know? I think that's a great example of utilitarianism. However, it's based on true events. So I mean, But in a superhero movie, not based on true events, I would like to see that utilitarianism come to life. However, going back to this, okay, so his theory is they're gonna kill Gwen Stacy in the next video. Let's hear him out. Why does he think that? Blah blah blah.
Both Miles fighting side by
Full
side.
bit here.
Stop.
Stop. It's 1 minute 39 seconds. The full video is 39 seconds longer. And people are not calling it out.
We now know Miles is more dangerous than we thought.
Wait, how?
Well, in the movie, we learn
Oh
that
my god. Okay, they're starting with Miles. Oh.
Miles has an evil version of himself.
You mean Prowler Miles? He's not evil. Think about it. If Prowler Miles was bad, the OG Miles spider sense would have went off before he got knocked out. So unless he's a symbiote, he's not getting through his spider sense. He has to be good.
He's definitely bad. We know this because of the
Wait. What?
multiverse. Miles' spider sense doesn't recognize Prowler Miles as a threat because it sees him as himself, not a separate person, meaning Prowler is evil.
But he's more of a thief than a supervillain. If the universe is ruled by Sinister Six, Prowler Miles will play a more Robin Hood type figure, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
He's not a Robin Hood. The sequel will follow Prowler Miles' jealousy of the Miles on Earth 1610 because his dad is still alive, which means Gwen and her team will have to save the OG Miles.
But we can see both Miles fighting side by side.
Stop.
I'm being serious.
This is not a real podcast. This is 100% false. Fake. It's fake. It's just
They're literally going against one of the strongest villains in the whole Spider-Man franchise.
You think the Spot is going to be the main villain?
Yes! He originally was a scientist. He worked for Kingpin. He tried to bring his family back. But in an experiment gone wrong, he turns into the Spot and now wants to eliminate all Spider-Mans. That's why we see him going around the multiverse, trying to become stronger. I bet he's the one that's going to kill Spider-Gwen in the next movie.
But Gwen's not going to die in the next movie. She's the romantic lead. It would show that they didn't know where to take the character.
Gwen literally hinted at her death. She literally says all Gwens have to go through it.
There's two things that would ruin the third movie: killing Gwen or making it live action.
why? Like I don't care about what they're saying because everything they're saying is just scripted. I hate it. I fucking hate it so much.
Shifu was.
And this is the entire channel. I don't know what the point of this is at all. What if we see what are these people, okay? Builtbygamers.gg. Let's merch. Oh my god, this merch. Oh, mwah, 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 mwah. So beautiful. Ooh, I love it. Why is it so desaturated? What? This is an overlay, which is doubled for some reason. Like let's see here. Inspect element. Let's just go with this one. What have they done? No. They've done something to... They've done something here. Where is it? Anti-ally. Not there. No, never mind. But I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This is what sold out. Really? Is that why? Okay, everything is sold out. That's why. Oh my god. Oh my god. And a 2XL? Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. This is also fake. I can't believe it. What's real here? Why do they do that? What's the end goal here? What's the end goal? That's what I want to know. He hasn't tweeted since March 12th. And what about this guy? His last tweet or his last retweet, can't see the date, May 6th. Okay, this is how you reach 1 billion views. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Number 1 in gaming. Fuck off. This is, oh my. XQC? Why do they get success?
Shifu was a villain. No.
That is my biggest question. Let's see if we can get the more. Wow. So they started off a year ago. They got 6.1 thousand views. And they just... But why is nobody watching the first one?
Like to with the fit
game, so I got it.
and
What
one
the fuck? Who are these guys?
thinking, you know, UK as well.
Up on the because you can't forget. There we go. That's tough.
Could be
Lights looking real good.
Maybe.
Late looks good.
I got the.
So here, one here. There's Xbox.
I really very play. I need. Oh, it's cool.
Okay, interesting.
Multiverses made a massive mistake. Very relatable. But if you don't and no memory, as his head was about the Iron Giant Hogarth, who was a deeper under of having and see the giant throughout the film.
Sorry. I've been a bad streamer. I'm sorry. You're not watching. You're not seeing anything. There, and there. So they start off with something like this. They're not in it. They're just filming this studio.
A lot of laughter.
That's how they started off. And then they went into the
Multiverses made a
multiverse.
massive mistake. To understand Multiverse's doings, we must understand why.
Did you hear that tone? This is an authentic tone.
The Iron Giant is one of the most influential characters of all time. You see, the Iron Giant's story resonates in all of us, as his pain and suffering is very relatable. But if you don't know or remember Iron Giant's story, sit back and relax and try not to cry. It's 1957. The
Okay, yeah, I don't mind this.
Pointers on being super good. I don't think he's very strong. I just think he's good. But as players continue to get better, they'll understand that they can camp out bolts. They can.
When does the fakeness start?
Roblox door is messed up, but first, let's talk about the secret things you might have missed in the new update.
Like, okay, this is I've seen this 1,000 times before.
Even heartbeat.
I don't like it, but it's more authentic.
Dude,
And then I guess because now this guy's here. Mario movie critics are fake.
Disney's out for blood.
What?
So it all
What?
started when Anya Taylor, the voice actor for Peach, said Peach is who she always should have been. She states all women in Mario only play the role of damsel in distress and basically aren't independent.
Bro, she's never played a Mario game in her life. People forget, Peach was literally a badass in the comics in the 90s. Plus, she had her own game. In Super Princess Peach, she was the one that had to go save Mario and Luigi from Bowser.
Nobody played Super Mario Peach.
Of Super Smash Bros. Melee. A lot of the characters have to use weapons and powers. Peach doesn't need any of that. She just needs a frying pan and a golf club.
One of the best.
Like immediately, third video, fake. And it just gets worse.
He's a scientist. He's the one that created Luigi's vacuum. So people believe a backrooms exit was just found.
Wait, what level?
So it's called Aqualand. It's an aquarium filled with smiling fish.
Oh, it's a peaceful level.
It's actually one of the
Like immediately. Oh, it's a peaceful level. No, you know it's not. What? But people eat it up, apparently. People eat it up. But also, 1 billion views? Yeah, on the shorts. Because shorts are inflated. Let's be real. Oh my god, I didn't show you again. Okay, whatever. It's fake. Let's move on. Shorts. So if we look at videos overall on the web, everything is inflated except YouTube videos and streams. Seriously, YouTube videos and streams are the only places where I can confidently say, sorry, I trust the numbers. Hey, Scream Dream, thank you for joining me. My second day in a row. Who would have guessed? YouTube videos and streams are the only places where there are authentic and trusted views. Facebook, Twitter, absolutely. Kick, don't get me started. Rumble, there's no shot that Andrew Tate had over 1 million viewers at all. Yeah, yeah. Oh, unfortunately, it's the dark side of the moon. So it's a gay shirt, I'm afraid. Sorry, you lose. This is gay. You're just homophobic. I'm sorry. It's the truth. There was a tweet on Twitter that apparently got 1 billion views. Pride Month shirt. That's true. It's a Pride Month shirt. Did I? Damn it! I lost it. It's a tweet a lot of people saw. Let's be fair, but it's not a billion views. There's 300 million people on Twitter, and they got 3 times the number of users in views. There's no chance. Vosh talked about how he created a new account. He made it private, so nobody could see anything. He tweeted one tweet, it got views. He had no followers, it still got views. It is super inflated. I think he got like 20 views or something out of nothing. So there are inflation everywhere except on YouTube videos and streams. However, shorts is a completely different story. So when these guys brag about 1 billion views, yeah, it's in shorts. Nobody cares about shorts. Nobody. Look at their actual videos. 26K, 90K, 30K, 28K, 75. Like, it's not bad numbers. But A, it's off of extremely short videos. Extremely short. And B, that's probably their real view numbers, view counts. Because, again, this, and it's all just
Nintendo
fake.
secretly created an evil Yoshi.
You mean the blue version?
No, that's just Boshi, Yoshi's rival. I'm talking about the Yoshi in Super Mario Sunshine. If you notice, this is the only Mario game where you can't play as a green Yoshi.
Yeah, why is that?
Because he's not actually a Yoshi. In the Mario games, Yoshi can swim. He can literally go all the way underwater. But in this game, if Yoshi even touches water, he experiences one of the strangest death animations we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like he's like melting.
It's because they were created by EGAD's Paintbrush by Bowser Jr.
Come on.
It's not just his death animation. He has a one-of-a-kind ability that's only seen in this game. Just like the paintbrush, Yoshi can transform anyone into anything. Nintendo.
Okay. So what they're doing is treating trivial tidbits. Like they're Googling trivial tidbits that I'm guessing other people have noticed. Like, why is that so? Look at this guy. And they're just putting it into a podcast format where the other person, by necessity of the format, has to be the contrarian, you know? Like, bro, what are you talking about? It's I hate it. And if this is the future of YouTube, because I've been seeing this everywhere, these fake podcasts. Ethan Klein, which we're gonna look at later, talked to this fake podcast guy. Who have massive success. So if that's the future of YouTube, fuck YouTube. I hate it. I figure the regular vids are too long to count as shorts, so they can't rely on that algorithm for those. Yes, because they're over a minute long. But that's the thing. It's just fake. They script it out, and they're like, oh, but you have to disagree or you have to be wrong on this, and I'm gonna have to go, oh, and then I can say, and then you can go, and then I can go, oh, okay, let's sit down and let's record it. Bro, what? No way. Really? Oh, you mean that thing? Nah. Like, whatever. I don't have any more prescription here. I just hate it. And I wanted to talk about it because I hate it so goddamn much. And thank God I finally did talk about it. So I can remove it from my list.
So it's been a year.
Not yet. I think everyone. I don't think there's a soul online who could miss the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Like, that shit was explosive in some cases. And one of the main people to become, I don't know, famous or at least he got around he was passed around. His videos were passed around the web with explosive allegations. This guy.
Mr. Tremaine,
Hello?
would you please state your full name for the record?
Morgan Cliff Tremaine.
And what do you do for a living?
I produce esports events and design video games.
And in 2016, what did you do for a living?
I worked as the field assignment manager at TMZ.
What is TMZ?
TMZ is an entertainment news website and television show. Field in El Paparazzi.
Let's go to the
tips that would need to be
House on May 27th. Go ahead, Mr. Tremaine.
Let's go to the
for his
clapback.
camp?
I did not.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
So you watched some of this trial?
Correct.
Okay. When did you first reach out to counsel for Mr. Depp?
I believe that was 6 days ago, whatever that date would be. I'd have to do that.
All right. And then you received a subpoena, I think yesterday, in
Objection.
that's helping Cindy.
Come on, give me.
And
the
I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by
Okay, here we go.
Humanitative.
I can ask that question.
Overruled.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in a target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
A little argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely.
This guy. I remember him being like. I remember him being shown around as well. Yeah, Asmongold did milk this so fucking much. Holy shit, he watched every damn minute. And I can understand why. If you don't have any qualms about exploiting the legal justice systems to gain money for yourself, oh boy, this was a cash cow.
Logical. Thank you.
Now, are you?
Okay, so he has just come out 3 weeks ago with a new video. Or with a video, period. 1 year later. And I want to hear what he has to say. Does he regret something? Does he think differently? Is he... whatever. What's happened? I'm very interested in this. Because, yes, I followed that case very closely. Oh my God, did I follow that case closely. YouTube always sucks for removing dislikes and sorting videos from oldest. I don't understand why they removed sorting videos from oldest. Sometimes I just want to see where people come from. What, how small, how few people. And sometimes it's interesting videos back there that is hard to scroll down to. I don't get it. I do not get that at all.
On May 25th, 2022, I took the stand for Johnny against Amber Heard in a defamation lawsuit that became immensely popular online. I had a viral moment. Things have changed for me quite a bit in the last year, and I still get a lot of questions about it. So I thought a year out, we can talk about what's different for me, my thoughts on where Johnny is now, my thoughts on where Amber is or isn't now, and we're going to answer some...
Yeah. Where is Amber? I didn't think about that. Amber Heard? Who's heard of her? Ha ha ha. I mean, even her co-stars dunked on her. Oh, damn. Upcoming 2? Okay, they're in post-production. So they're not... So I'm guessing she's not... Amber quit acting... Really? I don't blame her because she's not going to get any work. Okay. The actor says he's planning on staying in Madrid and confirms he has a few projects lined up in Hollywood. So, according to her, she's not quitting. But I'm guessing these are B-list, independent, funded by her, in other words, projects.
frequently asked questions that I get on my live streams, as well as react to my viral moments, which I have not actually seen all the way through. Number one question.
I could see her be replaced in Aquaman 2. Like they just swap the character, just swap the actor. It's been done before. I'm thinking of, was it Cuba Gooding Jr. from Iron Man 1? I mean, he's not in the movies anymore.
Question I get asked is, do I regret it? Of course not, no. This was something I knew the truth about. I was in a unique position to give some information and help someone that I knew was, I don't know if totally innocent, but definitely innocent of what he was being accused of, and I knew that there was some media manipulation taking place. Two of the camera guys that worked for me during all of that time that I testified about have come forward to corroborate my testimony. They came out and said, yeah, everything he said was true. I remember, and I was there. That actually leads me to my next big question people ask me is, did TMZ come after me? No, they did not. I think they understood that they were better off just leaving it alone because they'd already gotten so much bad press out of this. And I know some people who still work at TMZ and were telling me what it was like when all of this went down, when the trial was happening. The office came to a standstill and they were watching my testimony. And Harvey Levin was scared shitless and was freaking out, running around for the lawyers. When that article came out saying I was going to testify, he just jumped up and started screaming for the lawyers. And the fear and panic was extremely funny to me. And it makes me really happy. Do I know Johnny? So, no, we hung out for about half an hour after I testified, just by virtue of being in the same room after the fact. And we just chatted about stuff, and he was extremely thankful, said, oh my God, it's so amazing you're doing this. Thank you so much. You helped so much, blah, 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 blah. But no, of course he didn't reach out. He's, I don't know him anything. He doesn't know me anything. There's no reason for us to be in further contact. If I was him, I would want to put this as far behind me as humanly possible, and I probably wouldn't really want to see most of those people ever again. Just want to close that chapter. And on that topic, have I spoken to Camille or Elaine? No, I have not. Elaine, God no, fuck her. And Camille, I have not spoken to her. I have no reason to. She's a lawyer. Her job is done. Also, I wasn't totally thrilled when she... I
work as a criminal defense lawyer in Vienna, Austria. I have to say that you did an outstanding job on the stand. I couldn't even tell that you were scared that much. You came off as intelligent, well-spoken, witty, and really smart. I told you to see you being a lawyer. So yes. Okay, so he's thinking about going to law school because whatever. I was hoping for something more explosive here. It seems to be mostly.
I get it. And if you see me doing content, my kind of bread and butter is bull run-in with an... But what do I care? As far as one tabloid to now, I'm doing content stuff like all media do. We
have information.
To my little viral moment, which I have not seen all the way through, and I'm going to cringe through this whole thing, but we'll get through it together.
Now, if you don't have information, okay, this is helpful to this case, then you wouldn't be a witness, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Sustained. Next question.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, this case is being.
I mean, Elaine, what a fucking moron of a lawyer. This feels like lawyering 101, doesn't it? Don't ask leading questions. I understand they do that sometimes. Oh my God, spit. I understand they do that sometimes to influence the jury, which they aren't allowed to do, but they can get away with it. But oops, I didn't think about it. Like it's not intentional, So, but this
televised, right?
I don't know where she was going with that one. I guess she was trying to say that, I didn't have anything, therefore the only reason I could be there. But it's because the TMZ lawyer who came up before, they basically said, he doesn't know anything. He has no, he doesn't have any information. But if he did, we're going to sue everybody involved. So there wasn't a lot of confidence in that. So I guess she was trying to grab onto that, but that went nowhere.
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't
Objection, Your Honor.
So,
and we saw this.
I don't know how she couldn't see that. And they tried. What a shitty thing to ask. I don't know how she couldn't see that. And they tried that with somebody else too. I remember they tried the 15 minutes thing with another person. I mean, way to show your hand that you really have nothing to go on. You have nothing. By the way, there's a bunch of stuff she probably could have said. She really could have drilled into the fact that she could tell that I wasn't going to name names, which was TMZ's biggest fear, is that I was going to reveal hard sources and say a name, and then that would jeopardize their news gathering ability in the future. But if she had just dug into the fact that I wasn't going to say the name and try to make it seem like I was lying, then maybe she would have had a better shot. But she just went for this BS. Just a bad lawyer.
I'm actually.
I can't deny any of that. I mean, Why didn't she? If he's not gonna name, I don't remember this. If he's not gonna name names, then point that out. Say, how can we trust you if you're not telling me how you know this?
Putting myself kind of in a target of TMZ.
Fact, and if you follow me on Twitter, you saw this. I am responsible for a massive spike in the Googling of what litigious means.
And I'm not seeking any 15 minutes.
I mean, litigious, meaning, I'm okay. Meaning they are very, very quick to sue. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, take legal actions or settle. Too ready to take legal action to settle disputes. Yeah, it's
here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing. I find that to be purely logical.
Okay, so here's the thing where there's a couple of the lawyers, lawsuit guys back there, whom I've talked to. They're nice guys, but yeah. So you obviously saw everybody's reaction. Everybody laughed, ha ha ha, all that. What you didn't see was the jury. I remember because I was in a trance this whole time. It was very, very scary. By the way, neither here nor there, the courtroom was very pretty. Very, very pretty. You can kind of tell there's like some natural light coming off from the left. It's a very pretty courthouse. But I remember out of the corner of my eye seeing the jury sort of looking at each other like, oh shit. It was, so you didn't see the jury obviously, but they were also like, oh my God. I think they were over her too. I think they shared in everybody's detest for her.
Now, are you aware that Mr. Depp's attorneys were well aware of the TRO that was going to be presented on May 27th?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Were you aware of that?
Lack of foundation.
Overruled if you can answer it.
Can you restate the question?
Were you aware that Mr. Depp's...
Yeah, as soon as they do the objection stuff, I'm just like, I'm getting confused. Because I basically went into this knowing they were going to object to every single thing I said in an effort to just stop me from saying anything. So they tried.
Divorce attorneys were aware that Amber Heard was going in to seek a TRO on May 20th.
So when she asks stuff like this, she's not asking me. She's just trying to say this and get it on the record. She's not asking me. It doesn't matter if I say yes or no. Also, it's like the only reason if I was answered yes to this, it would be good for her, I guess. But yeah, I think it's more her just trying to say. Like she says a couple more things like that where it's more statement than question.
27?
I don't think I understand the question. I don't think so, no.
Okay.
It's kind of a complicated question.
Whether
at this point after she was a little snotty with me, I'm just like, whatever. This whole thing is kind of a farce now. So I think I was really nervous at this point, definitely. But I by the way, I had no idea what would happen. It wasn't until afterwards when I'm like, oh yeah, I think I understand that I did a funny thing. I was still scared shitless up here.
Blair Burke, one of Mr. Depp's divorce attorneys, had a very close relationship with TMZ at that time.
Objection, calls for speculation.
I was trying to be good there. I was trying to be like, no, I have to wait. I'm not going to go ahead and give him a question. I'm going to wait and see what the judge says. By the way, hats off to the judge. She was awesome. Judge Penny.
I was not aware of that.
Okay. And when you said that you were dispatched twice, once to film Amber in a parking lot for the deposition, and then it didn't work out, and so you had to do it another time. How did you know it didn't work out?
Because TMZ.com posted an article saying as much.
Okay.
And I was not dispatched.
Do you know why the deposition did not work out?
I'd have to reference the article, I forget.
So do you know?
I didn't.
Yeah, again, a lot of what I was trying to go on was I think the defense had missed a bunch of really obvious stuff that was just on the TMZ website. Like there was a lot of information there that if you were able to piece together, you would be able to piece together a story and timeline based on those articles. And that's why I originally reached out. I'm like, I just wanted to point out to them like, hey, if you look on the website, there's a bunch of stuff that really tells a story on what happened.
Really?
And there's only reason that they would be there is if they had this information prior. So I was really just trying to point this stuff out to them. And then they were like, okay, well, what are you doing next week? Can you?
Yeah, there's a reason why TMZ still exists. And it's because they tend to, to not post defamation that they can't defend, you know? If there's something that will be defamatory to someone, they are making sure that it's true. They won't just take someone's call from nowhere and post about it, you know?
You pointed out for us.
I didn't write that story. I wasn't involved in the actual journalism of that.
Do you know which side would have known or not known whether that deposition was going to work out? In other words, the people representing Mr. Depp or the people representing Ms. Heard?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, so that's most of that. So yeah, then from there, it was more of just, she asked me a bunch of questions, and I was like, I don't know. And a lot of it was just, I don't know, because I came there for a specific purpose. I was just trying to show, like, you know, you can piece it together from what I'm saying. I'm not going to reveal sources. I'm not going to, you know, risk an insane lawsuit. I'm also just going to say what I know for sure. And it's enough breadcrumbs that you can figure it out from there. I think I did a pretty good job with that. I had people asking me afterwards if I was a lawyer. Speaking of which, this has kind of inspired me.
And you're going to go to law school.
And something needed to be the first Johnny Depp movie back from all of this. Now the door is open for things like Beetlejuice 2. There's going to be a lot. I know that in Aquaman 2, which what is asking Brie Larson awkward questions. Now the door is open for things like asking Brie Larson awkward questions during pressers that it doesn't have anything to do with her. Meanwhile, I know that Amber's living in Spain now in what is essentially exile. That is all she can do right now. She's done in Hollywood. Her last appearance is going to be the 5 minutes she has left in Aquaman 2, which I will go see, and I encourage everyone to go see because there's no purpose in punishing everyone else, including Jason Momoa, whom I love. So don't boycott that movie. Also, boycotts don't work. So go see Aquaman 2 if you want to. Boo when she comes on. I don't care. But I just want to say, like, please don't boycott that movie. She's done. It's already over. I'm proud of Johnny for putting himself out there again. I can't wait to see Beetlejuice 2, which I'm almost sure he's in, it sounds like. I love his daughter, by the way. She's in that new show.
Okay. That was interesting. I didn't have much commentary to say there. But yeah, really interesting. Very interesting. He's right that boycotts in global boycotts don't work. Local boycotts do work. I should add. Like if you have a local store that's anti-trans, gay, whatever, LGBTQ, you can boycott that, and that can work. But you're not going to be able to boycott the entire chain, probably. You're not going to be able to boycott what's the Chick-fil-A. They're going to still exist. They're going to have their audience or they're going to have their customers in the South. They're going to have enough people, even in Los Angeles, gay San Francisco. They're still going to have enough. I'm guessing they're there. Are they there? They might not be, but I mean, it's so small local boycotts. Yeah, do them. Boycotting an entire movie, and it's not going to work. However, I'm still not going to see it. I haven't seen the first one. I'm not going to see this one. I am over the live action superhero movies. I might see one here. I might see one there, but in general, they're pretty boring, in my opinion. They don't really do anything, do they? Like they're just rehashing the same things, which becomes so much apparent when you so much more apparent when you've watched Spider-Verse. And I can't wait for more animated superhero movies. That shit's gonna be great. Those movies are gonna be great. But the live action, I don't care anymore. I do not care. Well, okay. To the more interesting things. Just Pearly interesting things. There is someone. Was this it?
I'm on a.
We will.
Okay. I think everyone is aware of who Just Pearly Things is. She is a pick-me of the highest order. Modern women fail to see their unhappy end. She thinks women should be able to do whatever they want. Men should be able to do whatever they want. Women should just be happy, barefoot, and in the kitchen, bearing children. You know, that's her prescription, and she's a single. She's a single. And can we be real for a minute? Can we be completely honest? She fucks around, okay? There's no way in hell that she doesn't suck cock every day. There's no way in hell. And she justifies, it's just sucking cock, you know? This is true. This is canon. This is what happens. She is the slut of the highest order for the conservative grifters, you know?
I don't think there's anything wrong with average.
We're talking about looks alone.
Looks alone.
I
think like there's nothing wrong with being average. I think if you take 10 girls at the table, like half of us probably are average.
Yeah. I think no one wants to be like honest with themselves.
Just because you're
not everyone's average, Pearly. Not everyone's
not saying you're a 10 doesn't mean you're not confident either.
Yeah,
there's a difference between realistic and
whatever. I want to see her say some batshit shit things. And I'm not going to get that from her own channel. Am I? No? Really? It's just her. It's her channel. Damn the SEO on her channel then. Because I am certain Andrew Tate owns Just Pearly. Yeah, because she's stupid. Yeah, of course. For all the faults of Andrew Tate, at least, or you know, not this isn't to praise Andrew Tate. It's to say that Pearly Things is really, really stupid. Like really, 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 really stupid.
How about you? Is there
Melina
anybody in the red
Göransson.
pill space? You're like, if I could pick one guy, you know, if Steven let me kind of dip out one day, you know, that Tate guy, I'd give it to him. Nobody?
No.
Tate.
So nobody in the red
I
pill
don't
space.
think so, no.
So you're not into like alpha men, big strong men. You're more.
I don't think they're big and strong. I think they're really pathetic.
You think who's pathetic?
All of them.
Yeah, Tate specifically.
I think all of them are. Like, they seem extremely insecure to me, and I like security. I like confidence in a man, and I don't think any of them are very confident.
Yeah. Really? Because that's the exact opposite approach that I would...
what they want. Yeah, they want to look really confident. But
So
like the way they act, like if you look at the situations they end up in
Mm-hmm.
and like how they speak, no, it sounds very insecure to me.
How about you?
And Pearly, Just Pearly Things, thinks they are the shit. Melina Göransson, which is how you pronounce her name, is married to Destiny, Stephen Bonnell II. And I mean, I had one interaction with her on Twitter because Destiny was going off on I don't remember if it's immigrants or whatever. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? You're what are you voting on? Are you voting Sweden Democrats or what's happening? She's like, I'm voting for the communists. She votes for the left party, apparently, according to her. So this does not surprise me at all. Anyway, this is not what we're talking about. Why am I looking at... How long has that been there? Did I completely forget to... Yeah, I completely forgot. Or did I? No, okay, I didn't. Good. Whew. Why am I looking at angry reaction? Why am I looking at him? What does he has to do with this? I didn't know this. I like this guy. If you don't know who he is, I'm sorry to say. Angry reaction. It's this guy. You've all seen him. And he's funny. Nope.
How you get curved by duck?
Okay. So that's him. We all know him. We all love him. Okay. Here's what I didn't know.
I'm on a date with my favorite ex who told all her friends and family members she'll never see me again. Smile for the camera. What did you say? Smile for the camera. Just smile. They gonna know.
They used to date. I had no idea they were an item. What? And apparently this, I don't know how to find out how long ago anything is. 1/5, does that mean this was posted on the 1st of May this year? Because I don't see a year here. This is old. So I have no idea how old this is. But it doesn't matter. He used to date her, apparently.
We will be...
And this video is deleted, apparently. I've tried. Page not available. Oh. Give it to me. There we go.
will be perfect.
So he has... I think that's his new girlfriend.
We will be perfect.
I think. Or at least... Oh, my God. Can I... Oh, fuck. I saw something in the corner. I hate pimple popping videos. Ugh. I think this is his new girlfriend, which is looks kind of similar.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a...
You start fat shaming people, I'm leaving you.
You miss a block and
you show any hate towards women, I'm leaving you.
You fumble the football.
You start a podcast.
And I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts. And then you will run a mile.
Then I'm leaving.
Perfection.
You're back. Okay, so that's fun. That's fun. Like he's having fun with it. Okay? And this is the video that really, really got me going. And I can't find it on this person's page anymore. She deleted it, apparently. But the internet is forever.
Me. Hi, she's talking about me. So Hannah and I were friends from 2002, pre-K, until last year when I stopped being friends with her. I'll show you pics. So that was 2005.
Look how
cute. And this was in 2016 when we lived together.
Is that a bulge?
So in the beginning of her video, she's talking about our last conversation we had a year ago in March, where I confronted her about talking about women's bodies and their weight and all that cuckoo bird shit she talks about. And I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And no, she defended it all. So I was like, okay, we're done. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, just kidding. And I still get videos of hers sent to me from people in high school I haven't talked to in forever, being like, is this your friend? Do you defend that? And I have to be like, no, cut her off a year ago. And she even came to know my friend group here in Michigan when I was still in college and even tried to date 2 of them. It didn't work out. So they'll send stuff.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Why is it so loud?
To me, and I watch it because I just want to see what bullshit she has to say next. And I have a theory about this. Not that it's literally any excuse that she's doing this, because what she is doing, I can't even put into words how disgusting it is. But I've known her since 2002. I do not think she thinks that way. If she does, fuck her all over again. I don't care. But I don't think she does. I think she does it to rev people up and to get more views and to get more money. So all that to say, I'm curious to see once she does find a husband and find a man, is she going to keep this act up? Because is she going to find somebody that shares these exact views with her? Or is she...
Okay, I haven't watched this video before. I just skimmed through it. So she is confirming that she's just a grifter. She doesn't believe any of this. So my prescription that she is blowing guys left and right in the office during work hours, behind the scenes. Like this is the behind the scenes videos that you guys don't see. Is true.
Is she gonna meet someone and be like, okay, I don't actually think this way. Anyway, off topic. That last part of her video, she says, and now a year later, this girl is trying to get pregnant and she can't. And weight affects fertility. I didn't know I was trying to get pregnant. I'm not. Now, when I last talked to her a year ago, that was my plan, to get pregnant this year with my husband. So I don't know if she has seen my page from like her siblings' accounts, because I don't follow her on anything and I'm private, but I still follow her siblings, and sees that I'm not pregnant yet. So she's assuming that I'm too fat to get pregnant. And like, how rude, because we really supported each other, like going through a weight loss journey together. I've also seen some clips of her YouTube channel, and she literally lies. She makes up stories or does not tell the truth about her family. So all this to say, she was lying about that whole story to get you revved up about her stupid ass point that she was trying to make. So don't believe her. She's lying. And girls, if you find a good man, he will not leave you if you gain weight, okay? Individual.
Okay, that's a good primer, I feel. But we're not done yet. I did have her TikTok up earlier. Why did I close that? Emily K. TikTok.com/@ Emily K. Shut up. Because there were more things. I went to this page and there were more things here. First of all, nope. There should be. Apparently she's a nanny, so here we go.
Well, and it's so sad because we had such a fun little friendship. We lived together for an entire summer. Look at that little Hannah banana. We would go camp in the middle of nowhere. And like, look how kind she was before.
What happened?
I look so good here. I do not look like that anymore. We would rollerblade to the bars and then put our rollerblades in a bush and get them when we were done and rollerblade back home completely drunk. And I got married in October of 2021 and stopped being friends with her March 2022, so she's in all of my photos. But she's at the end, so I can just, crop her right out.
Oh, there she is. So she used to be a normal person. This is so interesting. It's very interesting to me that she used to be a completely normal person.
The amount of you trying to gaslight me into this theory is not okay. Okay, I've known her for 22 years. I would have picked up on something along those lines, and I never did. I know for a fact she likes men. I promise you that. Now, when I got married in 2021, she was in a very toxic, nutso, I don't even have words for what type of relationship she was in.
Oh?
They might have been on a break at that point. I don't know. There were so many. She did ask me if she could bring this person to my wedding, and I was like, fuck, no. And like, I know she has always wanted to get married and start a family. So she would ask me for advice on that because I met my husband in 2015, but she did not want to be with me. She wanted to find somebody for herself. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So people are apparently saying she's lesbian. She's not. She's not. Okay. But again, very interesting. She used to be an open slut. Now she's a closeted one.
Sounds like she was telling the truth.
Sounds like she's telling the truth and you like it, and now you're crying like a pussy ball. You're a liberal, I bet.
Did you know that she's never been in an actual relationship or has lived with a man? And she gives marriage advice?
Yeah. Which is always like this is not a unique observation. This is always with all of these people. They always they give marriage advice and life advice, and they are the most wretched, miserable pieces of shit to ever live. That's not it. Up for the tea.
Hi, me again. I'm going to make one more video about this whole Hannah topic, and then I'm done, I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple final thoughts, that's all. A lot of people were confused because I talked about her relationship with that one guy on here in one of my videos, and then in the next, I was like, she's never been even in a relationship. I wouldn't really count that as like a serious one. At least, I don't know what that was, honestly. Like that wasn't even real. That was a fever dream to me. Next thing, I'm gonna reiterate what I said in the first stitch, which you can't even see her original video that I stitched because her account got banned, which it always does, and then she just makes a new one. Hang on. I was saying, in my original stitch, I was saying she doesn't believe anything she talks about. And I've come to the conclusion that...
So she hasn't deleted any videos. The account got deleted, and therefore the video is gone. Very interesting.
all she has to do is study this red pill theory and then perform for her audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a performance. She's acting. She's getting everybody riled up. She's getting these weird men to subscribe to her and give her money, and that's how she's making money, by riling us up. I do still believe there's a Hannah deep down in there. Maybe. I don't know. But no, she was not always like this. She was completely normal. The stuff that she says now is shocking to me because it wasn't just like a progressive getting worse. It was like all of a sudden she's like, I'm gonna do red pill content to the extreme. But yeah, so I'm done with the Hannah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. The pipeline from liberal to red pill douchebag is apparently very quick, according to her, which I found very interesting.
Hannah stuff, I know that's truly what everybody wants, but I'm not going to trash her on TikTok. That's not who I'm going to be. A little bit about me. I'm a full-time nanny. That's what I'm doing right now. My nanny mom knows I made all those videos in her house. Content, and is like, oh my God, I should crop her out of all my pictures because I don't want my children asking me about her one day and me having to show, like, them finding her. Oh my God. We create a kind space over here, right? Say yeah. He nodded. So yeah, I'm gonna go about my life.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm guessing the pipeline for her was probably just a cash cow. That's what I'm thinking. Like, she saw the amount of attention this got. She dipped her toe, and it was quicksand, and it just whoosh.
This isn't just
I lied about being done with videos, but come on.
a woman thing. When people lie, they'll make an assumption. They'll have a little piece of information and then make a roundabout assumption. And quite frankly, these people are crazy.
Guys, I totally agree with Pearly on this.
Yeah.
Because once I had a friend who I told my husband and I were going to be trying to have kids in 2023. And then she turned out to be like really crazy, so I stopped being friends with her. And then a year after that, she told people that I was having fertility issues because of my weight to prove her like toxic agenda or whatever she does. So yeah, women are crazy. She took this little bit of information and made a roundabout assumption about it. Crazy. She makes such a good point.
And I think that's the last one from this. So that's interesting. I love to see background on these people, especially people who've in such a short amount of time, it seems, gone from nobody normal person to shoof over to the deep end of the red pill community. Like it's very, very interesting. It's back in 2016 during Gamergate, I shamefully, and I want to go back one day and rewatch the videos, but shamefully, I can admit that I watched Sargon of Akkad. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. It won't. I'm sorry. Okay. The way he ropes you in, unlike Pearly Things, I think, and this new breed of red pillars, or I can say new breed, because our Sargon is kind of like the OG of this, right? The new breed of red pillars are very open about being fascist, pretty much. Like it's not subtle. Sargon, when he started out, was more subtle. Sargon didn't talk about conservative values. Sargon didn't talk about race issues. He even claimed that he was going to do a video on how black people are targeted in the US by cops. He never made affirmative prescriptions towards liberal or left-wing values at all. He never made positive ascriptions, but he never made negative either. You know, it was always, as I remember it, it was always gouged or couched. Is it couched? Whatever. It was always hidden. It was always. The focus was always on the left, but it was guised as critiquing your own. And that's how I took it. Because I agreed, and I still agree, I believe. In my mind, at least. I again, I have to go back and rewatch to really, really make this assertion. That during this time, the feminists were very, very vocal, but lacked a lot of substance. Like, you remember the dread, the hair dread, having hair like in dreads as a white person, and that became a topic of discussion. Apparently, stuff like that. It just nagged me to no end. There was, and then, but I couldn't figure out that he wasn't talking about critiquing your own. And what I learned from him was to never, by stopping to watch, I mean, was to never trust someone that doesn't make positive assertions. He never said, we should do this. He only said, we shouldn't do this, or we shouldn't do that. And that's where the breakdown is. Like, if you have someone who never makes a positive assertion, I would be highly skeptical of them. I would be very suspicious of what they actually believe, you know? But the new breed of red pillars, they actually do make positive assertions. It's just horrible positive assertions, just like Sargon does nowadays. But Pearly Things, the red pillar, the modern woman went on Ethan Klein, and we're gonna speed this up, unfortunately, to 1.5 because this is a very long segment. This is 2 hours, and I don't have 2 hours. Okay, so we're gonna speed it up, and we're gonna see what happens.
All right, so yeah, should we Philly D this?
Oh, I need to refill my glass. No. There we go. Ooh, cramps. Why am I cramping in the... That's annoying. Getting a cramp as I'm sitting down? That's fucking strange. Okay, let's do this.
All right, stand by, let her in. 1 second.
Hi.
Zoom.
Yeah, thank you.
Look,
Oh, Jesus, what's that?
What's happening?
I don't know. Was it me? Oh, there was just crazy audio feedback, but your camera feed looks great.
Okay, can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I can hear you.
All good.
Hold on,
Okay,
one
good.
second.
Yeah, we fixed it. Hi, how are you?
Your feed looks good. You sound good. Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for calling in. Obviously, I saw your tweet. Is this a trap or good faith conversation? It's not.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which.
Well,
yeah,
I think this is a good faith conversation. I mean, what would you consider to be a trap?
It's kind of like when you walk into an interview and it's like they're not trying to have a conversation. They're just trying to like paint you out to be a certain way, I would say.
Sure. That would be like a bad faith when they go in there with an agenda and they're not really open to hearing your thoughts. Well, certainly I hope for it to be a challenging conversation, but I hope that you'll find it to be in good faith. I mean, you know a little bit about me, I'm assuming, so you kind of know what's my positions on a lot of things. But I do look forward to speaking with you, and I thank you, by the way, for accommodating us. I know you're in the UK, so I thank you for making the time and coming out here at a weird hour.
Yeah, no.
She's in the UK.
I used to watch you like last year, actually, a good amount, like a year or two ago, maybe.
What is? Oh, like as a fan or as like a hate watch?
No, I don't know if it's like awkward to talk about like Trisha, but I used to watch like the show you guys did together.
Oh
I
yeah.
really good.
No, you can. No, you can. Well, thank you. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, I know it like didn't work out, but I actually thought that was really good content.
Oh.
Like you guys did the like the bus tour. I thought that was so funny.
Oh, thank you. That's nice. We actually worked really hard on that.
Wait, there's someone in her room. There's someone with her in her room. Look at the. Let's go back. Let's actually show it. Look here.
You guys did the like the bus tour. I thought that was so funny.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
Someone else there.
Hard on that. All these guys.
The bus
did.
tour is why frenemies fell apart. So
wait,
glad at least you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was her segment. Is that what happened?
Well, I don't know if it's so long ago with ancient history.
That
I
was
remember
the
she was
Q&A.
upset that it didn't go the way that she was hoping that it would.
Oh, she thought we shot it unprofessionally.
Yeah, but Pearl liked it, so there you go.
Yeah,
Pearl, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess let's just jump right into it. I don't know how many of my audience, I'm sure a lot do, but I kind of want to just introduce you. You've become really successful the past year or two. Kind of, you're friends with Fresh and Fit, right? Those guys are your dogs, so to speak. And you kind of are sympathetic to their kind of views. But you've made a name for yourself just on TikTok and on YouTube. So let me just ask you generally, like, what kind of messages are you sharing on your platform? What kind of important messages is it that you find yourself are about?
I believe in family, so I think that we should have policies that push family. I think that feminism overall was a bad thing. I think that we should be. I think women are happier when we have, a family and kids over a career in the long run. Yeah.
Unlike men, like I'm not at the moment planning on having a family. I'm even considering. Oh, sorry, I'm actually hiding Ethan here. Oh, wrong one. I'm even considering if having a family is ethical these days. Like I know we've always like every generation asks that, but it's kind of true for every generation, right? Like I don't know if there will be humanity one generation from now. And I don't know if I would like to put someone intentionally, knowing that there will be mass death, that there will be war and over waters. Like, sure, I live in Sweden and we have plenty, we'll be fine here. I think. Like, we're not in India, you know? We're not in not China, maybe? I don't know. Like, we'll be fine, but I worry that, is it really ethical? Can we really, with good conscience, put children into the world? I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. Yeah, I understand. So it's more like traditional. You want people to kind of follow a more traditional path in terms of family and gender and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, and you just see the negative like outcomes of society have when like families fall apart, right? And it's especially hard on the children. Like you see, the kids are more likely to go to prison. They're more likely to drop out of school. They're more likely to be in mental health institutions. So you just see like all of the problems that come with single mother home. So I just think it's important that we push policies that push family.
So how do you push a policy that promotes family? Like in what way can you force a family to stay together or encourage it in a sense?
Well, I think you first have to get rid of incentives that incentivize like women to leave families. So like, for example, child support, alimony, I'm not really a fan of.
Does she think women, she does, women just leave their family or their husband, not the family, but the husband for a whim? Really? Like there's no issue that leads up to it. It's just, well, I'm gonna leave now. Bye-bye. This was fun. No, of course not. Sometimes like the love dies and it's amicable probably, or it's, even if it's not amicable, the love's just not there. But one
of those
child support. So if there's a divorce, let's say
actually, I think we should ban divorce too. Yeah, I think that should be banned.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, well that's a little bit silly. You have to acknowledge that, right?
No.
So banning divorce means that when you decide to get married, you are not allowed by the government to leave your significant other in any situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think that if you want to leave, you just shouldn't get married. So that's just my opinion.
Right, but like in the real world, that kind of simplistic.
And there's like exceptions to this, but I would just say in general, for most cases, we could talk about exceptions, but like the rule.
Well, the exceptions are the important part because I've heard you say that a lot when you're talking about things. You say, "Oh, you want to talk about exceptions," but the exceptions is the important part because those are the people that are going to be affected. I mean, exceptions are going to be a large part of divorces, as you say. I mean, you're talking about like 25% maybe or more, because if you're saying you're not allowed to get divorced, so we're talking about like what if the relationship is physically abusive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if it's physically, this is the problem though. All right, if it's one-sided physically abusive, okay, fine, divorce. We can allow divorce for
if it's one-sided, but not if it's two-sided. So you're gonna have kids, and the parents are just gonna be fisticuffs every single day, like, and that's gonna be okay because it's both.
For those exceptions, but like I've even talked to people that work at like abuse centers, and they say that the majority of abuse is mutual. So it's not just one side hitting the other. It's like
that's
mutual.
true.
So
surely that's not every time.
I think. Yeah.
No. That's a true statistic. And
it's not healthier either.
Mm-hmm. I just think that the goal should be to keep families together, and that the goal should be to work through it.
I think most people agree with that, right? Because I think we all can look at the stats and say family is important, right? Family is important. Nuclear families is important to like the health of children growing up in general. I think we can all say that. But when you say something like divorce should be illegal,
yeah,
we got to kind of suss that out because that's a extreme claim. For example, in 2014, family violence was the cause of 25% of divorces. So I don't think it's fair to characterize that as some kind of like super fringe example of why people get divorced.
Well, but you also have to look if there's incentive structures in place where there's a lot of false accusations in family court. Like, and a lot of people don't know this, that family court is actually based off, it's not based off of evidence, it's based off a balance of probabilities. And there are incentive programs that you get, like in the UK, you get a free lawyer if you accuse your husband of abuse. And it's less than 10% of cases are actually like followed through with the police.
Sorry, I don't want to move on quite yet. I want to stick on the topic of not allowing people to divorce. So you're saying that you do want to.
So I saw, okay, wait. What did she say?
Abuse. Incentive programs that you get, like in the UK, you get a free lawyer if you accuse your husband of abuse. Incentive programs that family structures in place where there's a lot of false.
Family violence was the cause of 25% of divorces. So I don't think it's fair to characterize that as some kind of like super fringe example of why people get divorced.
Well, but you also have to look if there's incentive structures in place where there's a lot of false accusations in family court. Like, and a lot of people don't know this, that family court is actually based off, it's not based off of evidence, it's based off a balance of probabilities.
And the balance of probability comes from what? They just make it up? Is that it? They don't provide any evidence at all. It's just it's a balance of probability. Well, he probably did it. The reason it's based on balance of probability and not proven innocent until proven guilty is for safety of the kids. What are you talking about? It's safety of the kids.
And there are incentive programs that you get, like in the UK, you get a free lawyer if you accuse your husband of abuse.
You should get a free lawyer if you do nothing.
Cases are actually like followed through with the police.
Everyone should have a lawyer. Everyone should have a free lawyer. What are you talking about? Fuck you.
Sorry, I don't want to move on quite yet. I want to stick on the topic of not allowing people to divorce. So you're saying that you do want to allow people to divorce. Then you don't really believe that.
No, I would say ban divorce.
Okay, because you just said
no.
You would allow an exception in the case of abuse.
I said one-sided abuse exception, sure.
Okay, so how do you prove the one? So then you don't believe in forced divorce. Or I mean, you
okay,
ban
fine.
divorce. Yeah.
Ban divorce except for one-sided abuse.
Okay,
sure.
except for one-sided abuse. And is there going to be a system to kind of how do you prove that the woman or man?
Well, I think you have to press charges in criminal court. Not.
She could just say ban no fault divorce. Like, if there's no abusive behavior, ban that. But no. If both people are abusive, it's fine. Continue. Oh, you want a divorce to stop being in an abusive relationship? No. Fuck off.
Not family court.
So only if your significant other is tried criminally are you allowed to leave the relationship. Tried and found guilty criminally.
Yes. Otherwise, just stick out of, which is fine if you don't, want to be with someone forever. But I just say stay out of marriage. Because when marriage is supposed to be, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, and for richer or for poorer. It's not supposed to be, when I feel like leaving. And the majority of divorces nowadays, it's just, when the girl just feels like leaving.
That's not true.
So and well,
it's just not true.
I've talked to hundreds of women.
That's
on
not.
the show.
That's just that doesn't prove anything.
And even if you look at when no fault with divorce was initiated in the 1970, I think it was initiated. I mean, one of the number one reasons was financial differences and irreconcilable.
Sorry, I
can't talk.
So,
but yeah, I just think for the people that don't believe in real marriage, because what is marriage if you can get divorced over damn near anything? It's not marriage anymore. It's something else.
It's a legal contract.
Well, I think the reason for that, historically, this emphasis on staying married, right, or even before this no-fault divorce was an option, and it was more difficult for women to get divorced or men. The abuse of power and the risk for abuse and for people to get stuck in a horrible relationship situation, not just for them but their kids, right? I mean, obviously, having your kids watch their mother get beat up, and oftentimes it's going to bleed.
Or the kids get watching their father get beat up. Like, it goes both ways.
I acknowledge that it goes both ways. So both people have a right to, in my opinion, get divorced, because the alternative is one of the partners being stuck and
do you think that's the majority? Do you think that's the majority of cases?
A majority of cases of what? Divorce?
Of divorce.
25%. 25%. It's 25% based on statistics.
No, but that's not what's in criminal court. It's like less than 10%. It actually followed through in criminal court.
Well, regardless, 10% is enough, don't you think?
No, I said less than 10% of the abuse cases of the 25%. So that's like.
Journal of Family Violence in 2014 found that approximately 25% of divorces in the United States involve domestic violence.
Right, but again, that's because the woman says that she was, because they're incentive.
Okay, But you're just
program.
saying stuff. You're just saying stuff. You don't actually know that to be true.
No, I do.
How?
I do. Like, okay, in the UK, there's a law that you get a free lawyer if you
How
get a
does
free
that?
lawyer.
Sorry, but how does that
switch
prove
to-
that women are lying about violence?
No,
they get-
because I'm saying that you can't. Okay, you can't prove it unless they go to criminal court, because criminal court is based off of evidence, where family court is based off of a balance of probability. So it means it's more likely that they did it than didn't do it. It's not innocent until proven guilty.
Right, but they're not going to jail. It's just to let the abused.
I mean, you could call
partner.
it jail when you have a lifetime of not seeing your children. When the
You
whole
could, but
like
it's not.
community. I mean, you could. I mean, have you spoken to these men? It's like literally their whole community thinks they're an abuser. Now they get to see their kids maybe 3 days a month if they're lucky. A lot of
Sure,
them. Are put
yeah,
on,
sure,
A lot of them
course.
are put on.
Yeah,
right.
there's bad outcomes for sure. But on the
I mean,
whole,
a lot of men zero themselves out during this.
they what?
Like a lot of men commit suicide
Oh, I
during.
see.
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. You know.
It's horrible. It's like absolutely terrible. Like I interview these men that are going through this.
Yeah, I'm sure
'cause
that's happened. But at the same time, you're saying women are lying about violence, and I haven't seen you be
No,
able to
okay.
prove
I'm
that.
saying that you can't prove it unless you go to criminal court, because family
Right, but it's
court
not
is
a
not based
crime.
off of evidence.
Right, but they're not going to
It's
jail.
not-
It's just about the welfare of the kids, and you know, I mean, the people.
It's a crime if you're falsely accusing someone of abuse.
Um,
And so I'm saying there's no, you can't. They only prove it in less than 10% of cases.
Okay,
In criminal court, because criminal court is based off of evidence, family court is not.
Yeah. And the reason for that is for the safety of the kids. Now, I can agree that there is a heavy bias against men in those courts. I can absolutely agree with that. That is true. There is a heavy bias against men in general. Seriously. Male versus female sentencing average. Same crime. Sentencing disparity. In 2012, Sonia B. Starr from University of Michigan Law School found that controlling for the crime, men receive 63% longer sentences on average than women do. And women are twice as likely to avoid incarceration if convicted. Also based on data from US federal court cases. This is systemic sexism against men. There is also black versus white. Oh, BS. Racial disparity. Oh, it's a whole ass. Just give me the conclusion. Please. Conclusion. And it's pretty lengthy. Never mind. What's this then? WTKR. Black men receive harsher punishment than whites for same crime. This is something that a lot of people are aware of. This is something that a lot of people are aware of. And I want to see the percentage. There we go. According to U.S. Sentencing Commission, black male offenders on average receive sentences 20.4% longer than white males who commit the same crimes. Additionally, according to the Virginia State Crime Commission, black males were found to receive sentences that were 50% longer. U.S. Sentencing Commission. First, it's 20.4. I assume they were going somewhere else with this. I'm guessing it's just a different way of counting it. Anyway, my point is, by helping the disparity between men and women in sentencing, and I mean that by lowering the male sentence, we will help black males, black males more than if we focused on racial disparity. Analysts found cracks in the American criminal justice system that can allow inherited biases. So my point is, she has a point, but the solution isn't to remove no-fault divorce.
So let's just say less than 10%. I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt on that. Still seems like enough. to give people the option to leave. And this idea that women just leave whenever they want seems a little bit infantile, since because people change, right? Especially when people get married young, which does happen. People change. People go through shit. People grow apart. A lot of the men who end up being abusive, you hear, were one way before they got married and one way after you get married. So I don't think it's fair to say you're just leaving whenever you want, or you should just have to stay in this forever. Wouldn't you?
Like Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder is a perfect example. According to Pearly Things, they shouldn't get divorced. Or has she said that even? Pearly Things, Steven Crowder divorce. Has she said that? That would be awesome if she did. No, she hasn't. Damn, girl.
Would you prefer
get on the
people
ball?
Get married than never get married? Like, I feel like you would be disturbed if, like, only 5% of couples ever got married.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather people got married and stayed married.
Right, but that wasn't one of the options.
I actually don't see a point in getting married with the way that marriage is today, to be honest. Yeah, because
wait, so she doesn't see a point in getting married, but the people who are married are not allowed to leave the marriage, and she advocates for people to get married before having even sex.
Again, like, what is it? The average marriage is like 8 years. So the average marriage is 8 years and you're done. That's not marriage.
How many of those marriages? How many 3 months long marriages drive down that statistic?
Leaving a marriage due to domestic violence and not pursuing criminal charges. Let's say that a woman's in a marriage and they have a no fault marriage divorce. So let's say she doesn't want to charge her husband. She just wants to leave amicably. Okay, but in your situation, she's forced to charge him legally, to have a police investigation, charge him for domestic violence. Wouldn't that be more damaging to his reputation?
Not if he beat the case, because again, it's based off of evidence. But I mean, I think that why would you want an abusive guy walking free? If he's actually abusive, he should go to jail.
Right.
Shouldn't we agree on that?
Right, but it's just not that simple. Again, because like it's just not that simple. Abuse cases, because and it's not that simple to convict people.
I just don't think that men should be punished without evidence. And I think in family court, it's not based off of evidence. It's based on
This isn't punishment. You're not divorcing someone based out of punishing them. That's not. What?
Balance of probabilities. And so you have a case where men only, like, they're stuck seeing their kid like 3 days a month, when again, it's not based off of evidence. Like, I've interviewed guys where literally the wife, and I've seen the court documents. It's coming out in my documentary that's coming out in the fall. But
I want to see that.
The wife was plotting to try to get the guy to hit her.
Right, I'm sure that happens, but
and the wife still got custody.
Right, but that's not a representative case. Again, I mean, for example, you ask why a mom wouldn't want to try a parent. It's more nuanced, right? I mean, you need a more developed take on that, because it's very traumatic for the kids and the family to put their father through a violence case, and especially when the kids are probably going to have to ask to testify, to talk to the police. I mean, I totally understand why mother or father wouldn't want to put their family through that, don't you?
I mean, I can understand it. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. And I mean, according to national statistics on domestic violence, okay, there's 10 million men and women each year that are the victim of physical abuse. But in your world, I have a feeling that a lot of these people would be trapped in these marriages, and that's okay.
I said in one-sided abuse, they could leave. Yes.
Okay.
So, no. Yeah.
Okay.
I do think in order to get custody of your kids, if you're going to accuse the other side of abuse, you should have to prove it.
Do you think what do you think is more harmful to kids, divorce or physical abuse?
Physical abuse.
Okay, you passed that one. But you had to think about it for a second. But anyway, let's move on from this.
No, I just thought it was kind of a silly question. That was all. But
okay, that's refreshing. Tell me, what does red pilled mean to you? Because I've heard you use that phrase a lot. You're part of the red pilled community.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people. I will say a lot of people have their own definitions of it, so people use it for different things. But I would say it's viewing the world the way it's supposed to be, or like the way it is, not the way you're told it is. So, like, for example, a lot of guys think if they treat a girl nice and give her flowers, that she'll essentially sleep with him, and then a lot of guys find out that's not true, and so then they came together and realized that. So that's just one thing.
Is that true? Do men really believe that?
Giving a girl flowers? Really? That's so antiquated. I do think, and I've thought for a long while, that there is an issue with how men are taught to interact with women, or how boys are taught to interact with women. There's also an issue with how girls and women are taught to interact with men. Hold up, I need to take this. Yes. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna. Oof.
But what do you mean?
That if you buy flowers and be nice, she'll sleep with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's real. I think that's like a really odd way to describe dating. It's just like men are nice guys and women
Well, I
are.
just think
It seems very
okay.
cartoonish. Like we're talking about real world stuff, and it's just you
I
can't
mean,
really.
I just think men don't really. Men don't expect like women to reproduce more with felons than non-felons. Like I think that's a surprise.
Women reproduce more with felons than
Violent felons.
non-felons.
Yeah. I mean, like think
Wait,
about it. Like
wait,
Ted
wait, hold
Bundy.
on, hold on, hold on,
Ted
hold on,
Bundy.
hold on. Wait, what does that mean? So felons who are
Mhm.
procreating have more kids in general than non-felons. What does that stat mean?
They have more
They're stupid.
children with felons than non. It's like
So,
I don't remember if it's violent felons versus non-violent felons, but I just remember violent felons have more children than non-violent felons.
and so there's men who are looking at that and they're pissed.
No, not
Because I've
pissed,
never
I
heard
think
that stat in my
surprised.
life.
No, I think just.
I mean, I'm not to take her at her word, but I remember how many times have we not seen women send love letters and fawning over criminals? We had a violent criminal turned model because he was so handsome. We had the Boston Marathon bomber who every girl just fawned over for some goddamn reason. We had honestly, the incel guy from California, the first killer who went on a killing spree because he couldn't get laid. Had he not died that night, oh my god, would he get laid today? Holy shit. There's a twisted incentive here. There truly is. And
Just surprised.
Right, I've
Because,
never heard that stat.
Okay.
but also having kids is not doesn't prove shit. It proves that they're not using condoms, and people who are intelligent have less kids, so they're stupid.
Yeah, is there a source for that? It just seems kind of an odd stat. Like, what does it prove? Felons have more kids than non-felons.
Well, I think the reasoning is because women want a guy that can, like protect her, basically.
A felon?
A felon can't protect you.
Why do you think Ted Bundy had like love letters?
Oh, well, that's a whole different weird phenomenon about women being interested.
No,
Some
but that's-
weird niche
No,
that
but
women
that's the
involved.
point.
All
That's the
serial
point.
killers.
That's surprising.
Right, it is
Right.
surprising, but I don't think it's any interesting commentary on the dating scene that serial killers get love
it's not.
letters from freaks. You know what I mean? Richard Ramirez
well,
did too. All serial killers do.
hmm
So I
Yeah,
don't-
but the point is, it's one like it's not the same for women. It's just men.
So what is your point exactly? That what does that prove? That felons have more kids than non-felons?
You know, that a lot of times women pick the bad boys. You know, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Does having more kids
With, I mean, a guy that's a violent.
Like this girl, Pearly Things, is arguing with a fucking trad man here. My man Ethan Klein was a third kid on his way or something. He's happily married for a decade at least, I think. I mean, here's she arguing that no, you don't know how things work. Oh my god. You know what? Never mind. I don't have that much to add. Ethan is doing fine. He's handling this amazingly. Yeah, do I want to move on to another thing instead? I might. Yeah, yeah, we will. Oh my god, I forgot that I was supposed to do that. There was. Let's end on Jimmy Dore because I'm getting hungry. I'm not supposed to be hungry. I'm on my meds, and the meds are supposed to make me not hungry. But I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have to end it. So we're gonna do some Jimmy Dore, some good old Dore, who has. Oh my god, he's fallen off. He's had up to 5 million views. 6 months ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 months ago, 5, 6, 6, 4, 8, 4, 6. There's no 7 days ago. Okay. His hugely popular new show with no inflated numbers. Okay. You know what? That's actually interesting. This is also interesting, but it's a year old, so who cares? You know what? Yeah. We're gonna do this.
Tucker Carlson's show took off. It got.
Shut up. Tucker Carlson's show did not take off at all. Like, even close. We're gonna do this another time. Let me go here. Okay, I already had that. Okay, good. Remove. We're also gonna have to find proof Twitter inflates view count. Oh, this is interesting. Why I think that Twitter's new view count will reveal fake accounts on the platform. Nope. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to my private and my profile. I love the new porn followers I have. Upvoted. Oh, it's the latest upvote. How amazing. How absolutely amazing. Here we go. Now we have them saved. So if you're not aware, and I don't know how you cannot be, if you're not aware, if you're online and you're not aware of who Tucker Carlson is, what the fuck are you doing? How are you? Maybe if you're living in rural India, China, perhaps, Africa, somewhere in Africa. Yeah. You don't know who Tucker Carlson is, but you live in the West. You speak English. You have access to the internet. You know who Tucker Carlson is. Jimmy Dore claims to be a socialist, and he loves Tucker Carlson. He gobbles that cock every fucking day.
Tucker Carlson's show took off. It got, as of this, almost 88 million views.
Immediately, talking about the views, immediately. Those views, this is not who's viewed the video at all, even. Like, even remotely. It's impressions. Times a user is served a tweet in timeline or search results. And Musk twisted that dial to 11 with Tucker's new show. He was serving that show to everyone. Everyone got that. Because he wants people to think that he is a rival to YouTube, to Facebook, to Reddit, to everything. Well, or maybe he is a rival to Reddit, I guess. But he's not a rival to YouTube even closely. Nobody's Kick, Rumble, those things. I'd wager that more people are actively watching things on Kick and Rumble than they are on Twitter. Twitter is not the place you go for long form content, okay? And then there's this. Without Googling, name a famous historic battle. I got served this tweet. This is one of these views is mine. 984.9 million views. 1 billion views. There are only 353 million Twitter users in the world. But this tweet got 1 billion views? Am I supposed to believe that every single person on Twitter saw this 3 times? Also, not all those accounts are people. They are bots, a lot of them. Mr. E is seriously inflating his figures to try to get advertisers back. Yep. And this, prime example.
Which means that Fox News really shot themselves.
No, they didn't. Not even close.
Picture.
There's no. God damn it! I did it again, didn't I? I absolutely did it again. I was talking about who he is, and then I forgot to switch camera view. God damn it. I am a horrible live streamer, am I? Aren't I? We're going to do everything over again. Everything. There we go. Not everything. So if you're not aware, I'm doing everything. If you're not aware of who Tucker Carlson is, then I don't know how to help you. I do not know. He had one of the biggest, if not, I think he had the biggest show on cable news. And then he got fired because he spread lies. And now he has a show on Twitter that nobody watches, has zero clout, has zero cultural impact on the world. And then we have Jimmy Dore, a self-professed socialist who's lost every friend he's ever had, it seems, who loves Tucker, the heir to a massive fortune, the Swanson fortune, I believe it's called, Carlson. He loves Tucker Carlson because he thinks Tucker is speaking the truth.
Tucker Carlson's show took off. It got, as of this, almost 88 million views.
No, it didn't. There is no way in hell that this is not inflated. Every platform on earth, except for YouTube, inflates their numbers to high heavens. YouTube, with an asterisk, however, because YouTube's shorts are massively inflated. YouTube videos get a view when you've watched 30 seconds of that video. That's when you get a view, and you can see the statistics of where people fall off. You know, you have amazing, reliable insight. YouTube videos are the standard for statistics, and no other website follows that standard, including Facebook, including Rumble, including Kick, and especially including Twitter. There's no chance in hell that 88 million people watched more than like 2-3 seconds of this as they were scrolling, and they'll see Tucker Carlson, never mind, whatever. You don't go to Twitter for long form content. So how does Twitter evaluate views? It's impressions. An impression is when the tweet, or the content, I should say, is served to you. When you see it, when it's viewed in your timeline, when it comes up on your screen, click, that's a view. Immediately, view. You don't have to engage with the tweet. You don't have to open the tweet. You just have to see it. And I don't need to tell people that seeing a tweet and seeing a video is very different from watching a video. And for further proof, this tweet, I will serve this tweet. Without Googling, name a famous historic battle. And it got close to 1 billion views. Or impressions, rather. There are only 353 million Twitter users in the world, but this tweet got 1 billion views. Am I supposed to believe that every single person on Twitter saw this 3 times? Apparently you are. And I follow Vosh, and I want to recreate this experiment someday. Because when I have the energy. But he apparently did an experiment where he created a new account, went private, tweeted, had 0 followers, followed nobody, had done nothing else, tweeted once, and that tweet got over 20 views. How? Who watched that tweet? So, Jimmy Dore here Let's hear what he has to say. Let's let him cook.
Which means that Fox News really shot themselves in the foot.
Fox News let Tucker Carlson go because he was a liability. This is probably part of their settlement with not Burisma, Dominion. Though Burisma should probably sue them as well. They did not shoot him in the foot. He had the highest viewed cable show, sure. But he had no fucking ads at all.
It's a good picture.
There's Tucker. So Fox News really shot themselves.
Why are they laughing? I know why they're laughing, but there's nothing funny happening here. And he shot himself in the foot and it's just... The reason they're laughing is because Jimmy is going to be mad at them if they don't laugh. We have witnesses of this.
I mean, that's more views than CNN's going to get all month. That's more views than... So things have been rearranged. So I want...
Imagine if CNN or was it Rasmussen had the same idea of what a view is, because you can't. You don't count. Well, maybe today we do actually. Actual eyeballs, but we don't count that actually. When Rasmussen doesn't count the eyeballs, they have special families who they pay each month to have a box in their home which records what they're doing, like and gets statistics that way. And then they do like an average, and then they calculate a little, and then they come up with their numbers. So it's not a based on actual views. So but if they did this, they would go, 20 million people had access to Fox News during this time period, and therefore he got 20 million views. No. Because this is what they're counting. The 80 million, was it 80? The 686,000 views. No, that's likes. The 88 million. There we go. 88 million views. That's from people who had access to the video. People who scrolled by it. That's not who watched it.
Well, I'm showing you this. What I said is that Tucker demolishes the corporate media's lies about Russia blowing up a dam that supplies water to their own nuclear plant. This is dangerous. They won't allow him to tell this kind of truth about Ukraine war for very long.
Wait, their own power plant? Russia blows up a dam. The Kakova Dam. There we go. And I want to see here. Which power plant are you talking about exactly? Their own power plant? Does he think, does Jimmy Dore think there's a Russian owned and operated power plant inside Ukraine? Or does he think, or does he mean that Russians occupied a power plant, and as they are retreating, blowing up the dam, fucking over the power plant, like, and he's like, why would they do that? Because it's in Ukraine, and they're losing.
Or how they'll try and stop him this time, since the first time failed spectacularly. Because
but this is danger. Won't allow him to tell this kind of truth about the Ukraine even. Okay, the Ukraine war. Okay, sure. That's actually acceptable for very long. I wonder how they'll try to stop him this time, since the first time failed spectacularly. However, this time, Tucker is out on his own. He doesn't have Daddy Fox News to protect him anymore. So he can't be as spicy, because that's going to come back to bite him in the ass now, not the overlords.
If you think you think you censored, so Big Pharma and the military-industrial complex were the ones who got rid of Tucker Carlson. Do you think you won? It's called the Streisand effect. You got more attention to him now, and now he got 88 million views, and he told the truth.
This is not the Streisand effect. This is not the Streisand effect at all.
About your stupid war. Matt Walsh blog says, what is a woman? That's that documentary he did. Got 175 million views.
Well, I want to know what it is.
Tucker's for everyone wants to know.
Spoiler alert, you don't find out. I don't think it answers it.
He says Tucker's first episode has nearly 20 million views in just 4 hours. We're watching as Twitter becomes a legitimate platform to watch not just short clips, but full monologue shows and even films. Absolute game changer. Huge win for free speech.
Huge win for free speech. We can't. There's no other platform that you can. No. This is a huge win for free speech. Also, no shot. No, not a chance.
I would agree. So Fox had 1.4 million people watching in primetime. MSNBC had 1.1. CNN had 500,000.
Wow.
Tucker Carlson's first video already has 88 million views.
Fox is lower than MSNBC?
No, they're higher, 1.4. MSNBC's 1.1.
Oh, I read 1.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Math. To match this first episode's viewership, it would take Fox 55 days. It would take MSNBC 67 days. And it would take CNN about half a year.
Like, they are buying this. Like, okay, let's go back to this.
Almost 88 million.
Move on, thank you. 686.9K likes. Like, that's a lot of likes, don't get me wrong. 21K quote tweets, 186.1K retweets. This is a lot of likes and interaction, don't get me wrong. But let's 0.1.5. Let's assume 0.1. Let's say 1/3 of his viewership is hate watching. You know, let's assume that, and the other 2/3 are loving his show. Okay, 687 times 1.5. Oh, that's. I've messed up. That's 1 million viewers. I trust that number a lot more than 88 million. Mm-hmm.
And it would take CNN about half a year. Cable news is going extinct, and I'm happy to watch
That's
it
true.
happen. I'm
Has
happy
nothing
too,
to do with
Robert.
Tucker Carlson.
Here's what Glenn Greenwald has to say. Tucker Carlson is the most successful host in the history of cable news. Even in his stripped-down Twitter form, he attracted an audience almost no corporate media employee could get close to. It is
So okay, so why would there be an 80 times increase in people who wanted to view him? Why? Why wouldn't they view him during his Fox News cable show? I'm assuming most of those people who enjoy his content were watching his cable news show. So why weren't they doing that? Why now when he's on Twitter? Why? We can even, again, I trust YouTube. Tucker Carlson. Let's see here. I want the. Is there no? Okay, let's go to Fox News. Because they surely have. Okay, so they must have some old videos. Tucker Carlson. Tucker. The Tuck Man. Here we go. 2.7, 2.5, 3.7. But I'm baffled. I am shocked. Like, sure, that's a lot of numbers. I'm not denying that. And let's assume he gets those numbers on Twitter. Still nowhere near the 88 million. Oh my God! Everyone is doing the same thing. This is such a cope. This is such a fucking cope.
Presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, at this point, they should have dropped these articles. You got to start an impeachment investigation if you're going to crack the rest of these bank records, because that's where the money is.
Yeah, Jesse, there's no question in my mind that if these allegations are...
If these allegations, that is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
...are true, of course he deserves to be impeached. But even more than that, these are criminal actions, and he should be in jail if he's found...
So, Trump is being targeted by his political enemies, but Biden... Now he should be impeached and he should be in jail and lock her up.
Found guilty, but I think, I look back to the Trump impeachment proceedings and we got to ask ourselves some important questions here. Number one is, what are we hoping to accomplish if impeachment is to occur? Is it to get rid of Joe Biden? If that's the case, the reality is Democrats in the Senate, they're not going to vote to impeach Joe Biden. And so what will happen then as a result? We'll have wall-to-wall coverage of impeachment proceedings, a partisan exercise that will take up all the oxygen and distract away from the very real issues that voters need to hear from presidential candidates about. Things like we're on the verge of a nuclear war with Russia. We have a border crisis.
So what she's failing or not failing to, what she's ignoring deliberately, I'm assuming, is the reason the Democrats wouldn't impeach him is because the allegations have no foundation. If the allegations had foundation, that rhymes, then the impeachment would go through. Then the Democrats, because they are not sycophants like MAGA, the Democrats would impeach, guaranteed. They're liberals, of course they would. But she knows they won't. Because there is no substance here. And that's why she says, we shouldn't do this because it's going to distract from the other things like World War III. We are hurtling towards World War III with Russia. Russia is not gonna wage World War III, okay? China is not gonna allow that at all. And China is pulling the strings of Russia at the moment, for sure. Or not pulling the strings, perhaps, but at least they are. Okay, let's put it this way: without China's support, the World War III would be over in a day. In a day.
With wide open borders, we have a fentanyl crisis. We have
no, we don't. Or you don't.
Activists trying to take over our schools and
no, you don't. Oh yeah, you do. From the right.
It goes on and on about the very serious issues that we need.
Yeah, but
Tulsi,
at this point, I don't care anymore. I mean, he's like locking up the front runner on the Republican side. You got all these smoking guns. How many whistleblowers do you need to say the guy was taking bribes? Were you just not going to impeach because it's going to be a distraction? I want the distraction. I think that's the main event. If you have a corrupt plagiarist who's taking bribes and selling out the country for policy, and he's sitting there flaunting it like, oh, you haven't found the money yet, I'm not going to put up with that, and I don't think the American people should either.
And there's no proof? Like, there's one person accusing him, and that's it, like, right? Biden accusations. bribery. He's so real for that. He's just like me, for real, for real. Republicans keep spilling cold water on their Biden bribery allegations. Yeah, because they know if they claim it's real, they say you did this, then they're in trouble. They have to always couch it in flowery language to not get caught. In early May, House Oversight Chairman blah blah and Senator blah blah claimed in a news release that the FBI had information alleging that President Biden took a bribe while he was serving as vice president. From the date until a week ago, Sunday, a period of about 5 weeks, Fox News mentioned the claim in just over 200 chunks of airtime. Last week, former President Donald Trump was indicted on federal criminal charges. The number of mentions on Fox News topped 210 that week alone, with another of Biden's case, not Trump's. With another 170 or so already this week. In part, that was a function of the FBI allowing every member of the Oversight Committee to view the document containing the allegation. In part, it was because the allegation against Biden served as a useful rhetorical counterpoint for the allegations against Trump. It was not, however, an effective legal counterpoint, given the flimsiness of what's been alleged. And you don't have to take our word for it. A member of a Republican ally with Trump have similarly noted that the allegations are nothing more than that. Who? Fuck you. At issue is an interview recorded by the FBI in June 2020. A confidential source who had been working for the FBI for some time told the Bureau blah, 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 about a conversation they had with a Ukrainian executive, understood, thanks to interviews news outlets conducted with Republicans who'd seen the document, to be Mykola something, the founder of the energy firm Burisma. There we go. Burisma is back in the news. Burisma, you will recall, about a company of President Biden's Hunter South, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about the backstory. Trump will later try to coerce Ukraine's president into announcing an investigation into Biden. The 2020 interview appears to have followed from information Giuliani passed to the Bureau. From whomst did Giuliani get that information? As we reported earlier this week, Giuliani had reportedly spoken with Slikovsky in 2019, at which point he was told that the executive never spoke with Joe Biden while Hunter Biden was on the company's board. But the confidential human source instead reportedly claims to have been told by Slikovsky that the executive paid bribes of $5 million to each Biden, and that he has tape recordings of conversation with them. You'll notice, again, find the money then. If he paid a bribe of $5 million, find the money and you have the case. That's how easy it is. You'll notice that this is a very thin gruel. Gruel? What's a gruel? Oh. A thin liquid food of oatmeal or other meal boiled in milk or water. Okay. It's the public understanding of what partisan politics took away from a confidential FBI form documenting a conversation between the person speaking to the FBI and a third party several years prior. There's no other evidence, no tapes, no financial transactions, no nothing. And at least one competing second-hand claim from Slikovsky pointing in the other direction. Yet, as Rep. Daniel S. Goldman pointed out on Wednesday, this allegation is the only thing that I hear my Republican friends talk about outside of this room. Comer, in particular, has made the rounds, amplifying the underlying claim, while mostly focusing his investigation efforts on getting the FBI to simply release the unredacted interview record. but there have been a number of occasions in which Republicans, including more Trump-friendly ones, have accurately pointed out the thinness of the allegations. There was Grassley, for example, who appeared on Fox News earlier this month to discuss the claim that he himself had first helped elevate the document, a form of FDU 1023, hadn't yet been provided to legislators by FBI. Let's see. Never mind. So there's no evidence. There's just an accusation. So if I call the FBI and I go, I have proof. I have bribed Tulsi Gabbard with $5 million. She's going to go, I need to be investigated. But I have no proof. It's just an allegation. That's all it is.
I think we need to look at what the consequence of that will be. We should not put up with this criminal activity. There's no question about that.
Well, okay, so Tulsi actually, never mind. Tulsi wouldn't do that, actually. She'd go, these are very serious allegations, and if true, I need to go to jail.
My concern is that we go into another presidential election with partisan lines drawn, with an impeachment proceeding that won't result in any real effect or real change or consequence. And even if by some chance, even by some 1 in a million chance, Democrats join Republicans in the Senate to impeach him, we end up with a president, Kamala Harris, who will be exactly the same as Joe Biden.
No, I think you just got to cleanse the guy. You got to just get him out. Expose the corruption. If it doesn't go anywhere,
let's vote him out. Expose
you can
the
do both.
corruption and
You
let's
can
vote
do
him
both.
out.
You can do both. You can do the impeachment. You can expose the corruption because they have massive subpoena power when you have an impeachment investigation. Blanket the subpoenas everywhere, willy-nilly, in every bank. Don't hold back. Show the country how this guy's on the take, and then you can have an election.
Show the country how he's on the take. Now, was he an official during the Trump administration? Yes, he was. But he still got $2 billion from the Saudis. Like, every accusation is an admission.
If they're going to
It's
play
just
like
projection.
that, we're going to play like that. I'm sick of not fighting with two hands up. Let's go. Tulsi, have a great weekend. I love you.
Thanks, Jesse.
Hey, Sean.
And this guy, these guys really simp for all of that.
Is it possible this partially motivates the universal disdain?
I completely forgot we were on this. I was trying to make a connection of some sort, but I can't. We're trying to see how Tucker, how many views Tucker got, and a few million, like 2-3 million views on his clips on Fox News YouTube channel. So I don't know why they believe he'd get 88 million views. I don't know why they'd believe that. I do know why, but I don't know why anyone honest would believe that.
They have for him? Yes, it is. I have no doubt their unified contempt is ideological as well. Carlson most aggressively attacks the institutions they most revere, the CIA and the U.S. security state, large corporations, the establishment wings of both parties. That's the mission of...
No. He attacks them when they attack the right. When they do the correct thing. That's when he attacks the establishment. When they follow along with his worldview, he's happy. He's fine.
Of this show here. But maybe professional jealousy.
And again, Jimmy Dore, like I was talking about early in this stream, I used to watch Sargon of Akkad. God, I blanked. I used to watch Sargon of Akkad, who never made positive assertions, which made me, but he attacked the left from cleaning up your own, which I enjoy. I think that's a good thing to do. You should keep your own side in line. That's a good thing. But he never made positive assertions. He only made negatives. And that is something I've learned since then that you have to be vigilant on. And Jimmy Dore, I hardly ever hear make positive assertions. Hardly ever.
Let's see, is also at play? Of course it is.
yes.
Of course it is.
Well, also Jon Stewart said he's bad.
Yeah, also Jon Stewart. He says, read Freddie DeBoer's classic essay on how miserable most corporate media employees are with their work. How the only thing they have left is in-group attacks on whoever thrives without them, and how they most hate those who succeed most in journalism.
Okay.
Coming to a Substack near you.
He says, first episode of Tucker Carlson, 58 million viewers in 13 hours. His show on Fox, 3 million. Twitter is already the world's
Didn't they have 1 point a few? So his show on Fox News got 3 million. His clips online got about between 1 and 2.5 million. But his show on Twitter is getting 88 million. Sure.
Square, exactly as Elon Musk envisioned. Tucker Carlson is still obliterating CNN while living rent-free in their head. So CNN talked about it, right? So CNN tweeted out, Tucker Carlson launches first episode of low-budget Twitter show.
And they got a little better than their actual high-budget ratings on TV.
So this tweet got 731,000 views. Tucker Carlson got 80 million views.
Again, impressions, not views. Misleading. Secondly, there's not a chance in hell that Elon Musk would ever boost a CNN tweet. Ever. The For You page on Twitter is nothing but right wingers, pretty much. Like anyone I don't follow is gonna be a massive right-wing fascist Nazi whatever. It's not gonna be. I've never been served a CNN tweet on my For You page on Twitter. Okay, never. So them getting 700K views or impressions, yeah, and that's actually impressive.
This low budget, this kid with his low budget. It's like when they tried to look down their nose at Joe Rogan doing a podcast in his garage.
Remember when Stern was like, who's this Ari Shafir? What's he about podcasts? Stern hated podcasts. Remember that?
Oh, no, I don't remember that. I never listened to Stern.
And I remember the time I was like, yeah, well, I mean, Stern's a big deal. And this is how long ago it was. And like, man, who would listen to Stern now?
I can't believe anybody would
That
listen
isn't
to
a celebrity or their
his
agent.
show is just a waste of time. Carlson calls Zelensky sweaty. Oh, so this is how they're going to take him down, Kurt. You want to know how they're going to come at him now? He calls Zelensky sweaty and rat-like, a comedian turned oligarch, a persecutor of Christians. I don't care if his ersatz populism gives you a little thrill. No decent or effective anti-fascist left can have anything to do with this anti-Semite.
Well,
yeah. Yeah. Zelensky being Jewish, and you're claiming him to be a sweaty and rat-like oligarch who persecutes Christian. Like, that's not a small dog whistle. Like, you really have to, like, you're and you have to have wet lips and like it's too big. You need a fan blower to or not a fan blower, a leaf blower to blow the whistle for this. You know, it's not a dog whistle. It's out in the open, my dude.
What?
Tucker Carlson head writer neo-Nazi. Why do all these not racists reject all? Why do all these racists keep working for Tucker Carlson? Fox News wants to portray a recently fired writer as a bad apple, but he was part of an influential white nationalist social network within the American right. Is that the name? Blake Neff. Trigger warning, incredibly racist language. I betcha. This is Blake Neff, head writer for Tucker Carlson's show, who was forced to resign today after years of posting vile racist comments under a pseudonym, Charles XII. A nod to a celebrated king in Sweden, fuck you, and cyber-stalking women. Who is that? Who cares about kings? All right, that's the guy. Right. No, never mind. Nope. And cyber stalking women. Just this week, a comment on a thread with the subject line, "Would you let a jet black Congo do LASIK eye surgery on you for 50% off? This, I would get LASIK from an Asian for free, so no." Neff worked at Fox News for nearly 4 years and was Tucker Carlson's top writer. In a recent interview with Dartmouth Mag, Neff said anything Carlson is reading off the teleprompter, the first draft was written by me. On June 5th, Neff commented, "Black dudes staying inside playing Call of Duty is probably one of the biggest factors keeping crime down." On June 24th, he wrote, "Honestly, given how tired black people always claim to be, maybe the real crisis is their lack of sleep." In 2019, he started a thread titled Urban Business Ideas. He didn't do muffin. He joked one item could be Sandra Bland's sugar-free shortbreads. When asked on The Five about the writing process for his show, Tarkon said he spends hours working on scripts, but referred to Neff by name, saying he was a wonderful writer and acknowledged his assistance. Credited Neff in the acknowledgement of his book, Ship of Fools, for providing research. I wonder what research. In the acknowledgements, Carlson said that Neff and 2 others who helped write the book work on and greatly improve our nightly show on Fox. Like, this is just... Wait, can we... Yeah, okay. So it's like... it's not a if, it's how. How much.
I mean...
He's canceled, Kurt. That's it.
Wow.
He is canceled.
Let me no. What's his name? Will Neff? I want to say Blake Neff. Oh, Google Blake Neff for more information on who Tucker likes to work with.
Tucker calls Ukraine's Jewish leader rat-like.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that's a common anti-Jewish trope, anti-Semitic trope.
Yeah. Jews rat-like. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But this is 2015. Okay, so this is not... Oh, sorry. This is from... this is about immigrants, not Jews specifically. Or was it about Jews specifically even? Strange. Strange. Open image. It's hard. Is there something about the Nazis and calling Jews rats? Like if this was the only thing, I would just like I call Pete Buttigieg a rat-like face, but he looks like Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg, rat face. Like he looks like a rat. I mean, he looks like a rat. But Zelensky doesn't.
Well,
They call them rats.
are they consulting with Ukraine about how to? That's amazing.
This is how. So David Corn does it. David Corn, possibly the biggest liar in corporate media. He goes, Tucker Carlson's new business model is filling the anti-Semitic Alex Jones lane. I'm sure he'll make. So that's the new thing.
Yeah, he doesn't sound crazy like Alex Jones. It's like way better.
So that yes.
Like Alex Jones, again, higher hit rate with accuracy than all of this media.
But you saw how they were trying to make fun of him, right?
No. What they're doing is only look if they claim that they're only looking at the hits. Like sometimes he's got hits, but they're not looking at everything else he says. If they're making this assertion,
Lorenz comes. It's wild to see what a fish out of water he is on the internet. No jump cuts, no background music, no catchy thumbnail or video title. Not sure how he's going to stack up against even an average streamer or YouTuber.
Really?
I think he's going to do okay. He got 88 million views.
No, he didn't.
I mean,
how do you think?
Taylor, you're one of them too.
Yeah, she is. She is one of them. And
how do you stack up against them? He got 80.
By the way, let's just YouTube. No, not YouTube. Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Tucker Carlson. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Tucker Carlson. Do you have a new episode here? What are you talking about? 15.8 million views. What a fucking fall off. Oh my God, is that a fall off? 94. Oh, damn. Okay. Like, again, it's being served. This is not views, it's impressions. Completely different. Like everything here get 136 million impressions. This is not real.
88 million views.
I thought she left Twitter. Wait, why is she still here? I thought she quit Twitter.
I thought she quit
because
Twitter.
Elon Musk turned into a zone of hate.
Tucker Carlson has a target on his back and must be careful. No longer can the political media complex control his message. He is now literally able to reach tens, if not hundreds of millions of people with the message he wants to share, not the one they want him to share. The elites will retaliate and will try to silence him again. Expect investigations and malicious accusations in the near future. Well, there it is. We already got this. Showed you. They're already calling him. Now he's an anti-Semite.
The Jewish leader who works with Nazis.
Tucker Carlson. Oh, so here's another way how they're trying to embarrass him. They're trying to discredit. Tucker Carlson sent out his first email, and it's help desk article teaching boomers how to play a video on the
internet. Oh my God, that is actually hilarious. Really? That is actually hilarious. No. Non-doodles? Media. I'm just free scrolling here, and I don't think I'm in any danger, really. It's official. Tucker is back. His new show, Tucker on Twitter, launched last night. Don't have Twitter account? No problem. Here's how you can watch. No payment or login required. First, head to tuckercarlson.com and click the blue arrow in the center of the video box. Next, you'll be taken to Twitter, where the episode is posted. If you're watching on your mobile device, a blue arrow like the one above will appear, and clicking it will start the video. If you're watching on your computer, click the white arrow in the bottom left to start the video, or you can just click on the thumbnail. And the two diagonal arrows in the bottom right to expand the video to cover your device's full screen. If your video is muted, click the volume button in the wrong. Oh my God. This is actually hilarious. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means his audience is old and they don't know how to watch a video on the internet.
Because
So there's young people that watch CNN or MSNBC. Young people watch Morning Joe.
I know,
No.
right?
No. But Morning Joe hasn't tried to make it on his own, you know. There's a reason he's on cable or network, I guess, and not on the internet alone without the support of the network. There's a reason for that, because they'll fail spectacularly.
What he's doing is he knows that there are people who are boomers who watch him, so he's going to make sure they can watch him on the internet. There's also lots of young people watching him.
There's not a lot of young people watching him. Are you kidding me? Like, okay, Charlie Kirk, perhaps? Sure.
I'm sure this, shall we say, mature audience is going to love watching him for an hour on a tiny screen they can't fit in their hands.
Did she say that about Quibi when it came out? I bet she didn't.
I bet she didn't.
Everyone was dunking on Quibi. But also, what? Who watched Quibi? Nobody watched Quibi.
I bet you're like, yeah, Quibi. They're really putting a lot of money into it.
Down here.
Wait. Okay, let's actually. Can I just? There we go. And from Non-Doodles, Quibi. Finally blocked Quibi on here, and it feels great. So yeah, she did dunk on it. And wait, what date was that? Quibi? Let's see here. When did it launch? This saw December 1st, 2020. And this was in April 2020. During its height, I think. Six months after the launch in October. Because it formed back in 2018, but it didn't launch until October 21st, 2020. Oh, sorry. 6 months. What was that? February? So 1 month. 2 months. Sorry. Yeah. 2 months after its launch, she blocks it on Twitter. So yeah, Metzger. Is that your name? Can you just show me? No. Kurt Metzger. Yeah. Kurt Metzger. Jimmy Dore. Yeah, she did.
Screen. They can't fit in their hands.
Did she say that about Quibi when it came out? I bet she didn't.
I bet
she did.
I bet you're like, yeah, Quibi. They're really putting a lot of money into it.
Mm-hmm.
Down here, when someone has over 80 million views and you're barely breaking the thousands, I would probably hesitate and reserve the laughter.
Yeah, who the hell are you?
80 million.
Wait. Why is there no views here? I viewed it. I'm currently viewing it, aren't I? Why is there no views here? That's strange. That's very strange. She got 100K, 8K, 12K. I mean, these are decent numbers for impressions.
Million views, and they're trying to make fun of it.
Dunking on like. So what they're doing is saying, you peasants, don't come here and claim that you know anything. You can't laugh at me, the king of content online, because I get 88 million impressions. Ha ha! And I have to tell my boomer audience, my greatest generation audience, how to use Twitter. I bet that if he had gone on YouTube, oh, we would see the real numbers. But also, it would be easier for his boomer audience and his greatest generation audience to find it. Because everyone now knows how to use Twitter.
But
LOL.
Someone says it's over. Over for Tucker Carlson. Someone says it's over.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it's over for Tucker Carlson. He's gonna have his core audience donate his money. He's gonna have the billionaires donate money to him in order to, or fund him in order to keep pushing out the narrative. You know, he's still a good mouthpiece, but I'll give him 5 years, maybe. I'd give him 5 years unless someone else picks him up, like Steven Crowder, Jimmy Dore. It wouldn't surprise me if he is hosted in the future on the Jimmy Dore Show channel.
This is the guy from Media Matters. This is not going well. Oh, it's not going well for Tucker?
No, it
really?
isn't.
88 million views? Isn't this hilarious? Tucker sending out emails to potential customers for his new lemonade stand. Yeah, he happened to get 88 million customers.
That's actually
No.
an insult of like you're not with the main complex.
Yes.
That's what that is.
You're doing yes, you're not doing a show.
Like Joe Rogan's lemonade stand, and
Yes.
you're like, we got to ban lemonade. They're drinking lemonade.
Why is people drinking lemonade?
Like, I don't deny that the mainstream media dismisses new media. I do not deny that. But come on.
There are people drinking the piss we sell. They have a piss stand and they're making fun of a lemonade stand.
So yeah, this is it. This is, I don't know if this is the beginning of the end or the middle of the end. I think we're closer to the end.
Wait. Twitter. How many impressions? Jimmy Dore. How many impressions? Okay, I'll actually I'll watch that later. That's no, okay, 2.4 million. Wow, he's boosted. How many followers does he have? He has 500,000 followers. God damn it, is he boosted? Well, honestly, 8,000 retweets, and that's gonna be it. Actually, wait, Jimmy, do you want Trump to be indicted as well? Are you saying that Trump should go to prison? Do you want to persecute the political enemies? Holy shit. Okay, I'm not free scrolling Twitter at the moment.
Of the end.
Let's continue.
For cable news.
Well, it's
We're
just
almost
like
done.
that guy's article. These are all like losers that barely make a living.
Mm-hmm.
And their only thing is like their vice class ring, like how
Yes.
Vice used to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the real media, and that's what I get paid in. I get paid in getting to know Taylor Lorenz.
This is classic elitist shit. That's all that is. Oh, Tucker Carlson.
Because Tucker isn't an elitist. No. He's one of the people, you know.
He doesn't have slick graphics, Kurt. He doesn't have slick graphics. That's what they're saying.
Where's the bottom banner that tells me what to
Yeah,
think?
I don't know.
Tells me what to
Where's the
think up
scroll
top?
that tell me? Right, where's the crawl that tells me what I should be
Where's
thinking?
the propaganda crawl? Does he have a propaganda crawl?
Doesn't have that. Doesn't have quick jump cuts. Come on.
Where's the breaking news?
Like, okay, quick jump cuts. I mean, sure, but whatever.
Well, stuff that isn't important.
Doesn't that reveal that they have such a shallow yearning for the news that they want jump cuts and flashy graphics?
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Okay, before we end this show, I want to see Jimmy Dore a few minutes ago on how Biden and the Dems who are actually doing what they accuse Trump of.
Today we
On how it's Biden and the Dems who are actually doing what they accuse Trump of.
Today we witness the most
Oh, the
evil and
audio.
heinous abuse of power in the history of our country. Very sad thing to watch. A corrupt sitting president had his top political opponent arrested on fake and fabricated charges of which he and numerous other presidents would be guilty. Right in the middle of a presidential election in which he is losing very badly. This is called.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Biden versus Trump election prediction. Give me the numbers. 49% of registered Democrat picked the former president, more than double DeSantis. That's not what I want. Here, among registered voters, Biden led Trump, his predecessor as president, by 6 percentage points. As a hypothetical match-up, 44 to 38%, holding an advantage that has opened up in recent months. In mid-March, Reuters Ipsos poll, Biden led Trump by 5 points after trailing him by 3 points in February.
Called election interference and yet another attempt to rig and steal a presidential election. More importantly, it's a political persecution like something straight out of a fascist or a communist nation.
No. And again, Jimmy Dore is a fascist, so he won't correct him. There is political persecution is when you go after someone for their political affiliations or who they associate with on a personal level. This is criminal charges that are based on laws that Trump maintained.
They will go down.
The implication here is, since I am your rival, I can do whatever I want, and you can't do shit towards me.
Down in infamy, and Joe Biden will forever be remembered as not only the most corrupt president in the history of our country, but perhaps even more importantly, the president who, together with a band of his closest thugs, misfits, and Marxists, tried to destroy American democracy.
So, boy, when he's right, huh? And
When he's right, if you ever had any misgivings about Dore being a fascist collaborator, dispel those immediately.
boy, is he right. He is right, and that is exactly what's happening. And this is unprecedented because they said that if Trump did this to his opponents, it would be the end of democracy. Well, they're doing it to their political opponents. So this is the thing that everyone's supposed to be. Remember January 6th, everybody's, oh, democracy, democracy, democracy. Well, it's over. Trump is 100% right. Joe Biden is doing things that third world dictators do. And they're the one doing, they said Trump was going to do this. They said Trump was going to lock up his political.
No, actually, he said that. Trump said that. Trump started the lock her up chant. Trump said that he would lock up his political opponent. But he couldn't because there was no proof. And now he's bitching about it. Now he's saying, what? She got away with it because we couldn't prove that she did it. Yeah, that's how it works.
Political opponents when he became president. And now that's what Joe Biden's doing when Joe Biden's losing an election to him. He had one more thing to say about the deep state. Watch this. He's not fucking around Trump anymore. Watch this.
When I'm
He's not fucking around anymore.
reelected, and we will get reelected. We have no choice. We're not going to have a country anymore. I will totally obliterate the deep state. We will obliterate.
He said this the first time. This is not a new phenomena. This is nothing new. He said this the first time. Door. This is the same old song and dance.
The deep state.
And also, he won't. He absolutely won't.
We know who they are. I know exactly who they are.
God, is he pathetic. Oh well. Oh well. That's it for today, guys. Thanks everyone who viewed. I will be back on Monday. It's going to be an evening stream. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. And fuck Jimmy Dore, fuck Donald Trump, and fuck everyone who supports Trump. Okay? Bye-bye. Peace out. Oh. No, I do not.